Hello there, Golf Freak here, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Divinity Dragon Commander. So we're going to talk to some people now. I don't know why you're here.
What a sorry excuse for a general Henry is. Drunk as a dwarf again, going on and on about his lost arm. The more liquor disappears down his throat, the more he can still feel it. Wish he had a phantom tongue instead of a phantom limb. The place would be so much quieter.
Okay. So I guess we should head to the bar.
Were that I were the monarch and you the general, I'd kill for one of your powers, whereas you hardly have need of us.
Okay, so she just went from saying... she just went from saying that I'm basically useless and simple-minded and shouldn't be doing anything to I'm OP. So, like, what the heck?
Just like your dragon self, everything is still up in the air. Whether we land on the side of victory or defeat remains to be seen. If you wish. Anyone in particular? He's in a class of his own, there's no doubt about it. A brilliant mind, but in my opinion, a flawed one as well. He styles himself as superior to everyone else, and that would be just fine if he weren't a man. Or a bigot.
Okay, so women can be completely narcissistic, but men can't. Sure.
I have many friends and enemies that are dwarves or elves or imps, and never have I seen evidence the one is inherently more smart or stupid than the other. In Edmund's mind, though, we are all on par with cattle, which is simply infuriating. If you wish. Anyone in particular? General Henry is the typical man who thinks of himself as an alpha male, whereas he is, of course, an alpha mongrel. He has the refinement of an inbred orc, and the manners to match, but he is a more than adequate officer once the trumpets herald war. Indeed, if he were a bit less brazen and a bit more calculated in his conduct, he might well come to rival Eerie Edmund. If you wish. She could stand to be a bit more ladylike in her ways, and many consider her resistance to authority counterproductive in a military setting. But she's wily as a wizard, and tough as mithril nails. Don't ask me why, but I have the feeling she's a troubled girl somehow. A girl, yes, hardly a woman as yet. None of my business, of course. She is here, and she's willing to fight for Rivellon. That's all that really matters.
Well, 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 the Dragon Commander himself. Come, sit, drink with me. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. He's had a few too many. But you'd take to the right too if you had an imp apparatus for an arm. Never told you how I came by this eyesore, did I? 'Twas during the great and glorious last stand to save the Empire. Horseshit. We fought like lions so that the king, your bloody father, could scarper with what riches he could hold. But my soldiers did their duty. They died where they stood, and I was left for dead, want of an eye and an arm. Not that any of it mattered. The king's head was shown decorating a stake, like star crowns will the pines come midwinter night. Defeat. Bah. Luckily, a touch of the malt can relieve its bitter taste.
Interesting. So you can scarper too. I have no use for a general with any more. So I don't think I can say multiple things here. Like I can't say both of these. So if I say this instead of this, I'm not gonna say that. That's mean because this prosthetic limb is probably even better than a normal, arm because it's probably stronger.
You have the respect of Maxos, and that certainly speaks in your favor. But you'll need to come a long way yet to prove unto me you're not just another pampered prince he yanked away from his mother's teat. So what'll you have then? Mead or milk?
Combat and carnage! Huzzah! You showed him, Commander. War is as fickle as the wind sometimes, Commander. The breeze is favouring us at the moment, but It isn't exactly storming in the faces of our opponents either. About whom, Commander? Bit stuck up, ain't she? That's what a royal title will do to you. She used to be a proper queen and everything, with an entire country at her beck and call. How the mighty have fallen, eh? Me? I don't care for any of that rot. You got nothing to lose. About whom, Commander? Shifty son of a bitch, isn't he? Acting all high and mighty all the time, calling imps idiots, dwarfs dullards, that sort of thing. Makes you wonder if there's a single thing he's not intolerant of. About whom? Excellent chap, that one. Likes his jokes dirty and his liquor plenty. 2 peas in a pod, me and him. Or on and off, that is. Can fight like a demon unleashed as well. Best to have him on our side.
Okay, throne room. Now I have to go talk to everybody else.
Commander, it is imperative that we should win the war. For our enemies are godless heathens in need of annihilation. To hasten this process, I therefore propose we introduce conscription. For why have young, able-bodied men sit around or do menial tasks when they could be serving in your armies instead?
Okay. Towards you determines how much support you receive in combat when fighting in their lands. Okay. So the map is filled with elves and undead, and that's probably due to the difficulty setting. So I want to please both the elves and the undead, and primarily the elves at this point because I am defending with the elves and I don't want to lose any territory. Can I get, like, opinions?
Commander, it is
Commander, even the most peace-loving elf won't deny that in these dark times of war, allowances have to be made which we would otherwise condemn. Conscription, though, goes too far. Let those that wish to fight for our cause do so, but let's not force men away from their families if they feel it is their duty to stand by them.
I don't totally disagree with that.
Conscription may have somewhat of an ill ring to it, Commander, but it might be worth consideration nonetheless. There's not a dwarf that won't take up his axe for the Empire, but elves! A 3-fingered man could number their volunteers on one hand. Time to get these weaklings into shape.
I don't think conscription is a very good idea, Commander. Not only should a life of soldiery be an individual's choice rather than an obligation, but by drafting so many young men into the army, you're draining our economical reserves.
That's another reason why I don't.
So please don't
Agree
forget
with
your
it.
political obligations because of your military.
Here's an imp's perspective, Commander. More soldiers equals bigger battles, and bigger battles equals more explosions. Win-win. Granted, it's a bit of a simplistic perspective, but imps will have their fun, you know.
Okay, so I don't agree with it. I mean, it's this easy, and I don't know exactly how much that would affect. But you're for it, you're for it, you're for it. We have these three, and you're not, and you're not. And as it turns out, I actually I favor the elves because I'm in the elves territory. But she has a good sense of reason, and I'm going to probably heed her thought more than anyone else here. So.
Your refusal is no more than an encouragement, a celebration even of cowardice. Those who do not step up for the glory of the gods by themselves should have been forced to do so.
And freedom of choice, yada yada yada.
Thank you for disagreeing with Yorick, Commander. War is a demanding mistress, and if we give her all she wants, we shall lose our humanity in the process.
If no conscription means there will remain more dwarves in the army than there are elves, I hope we'll be duly recompensed, Commander. We fight so that they may tend to their bloody vegetable gut.
Very good. I must say, though, I was surprised Falstaff didn't pull the economy card like I did. Conscription might well have drafted some of his precious brewing masters into the military. If those were killed, entire dwarven nations would revolt.
Commander, here was me agreeing with one of Yorick's proposals, and still you disagree. You won't see an opportunity to please both imps and undead pop up again in a hurry.
Yeah, so it was kind of unfortunate, but I had to please one or the other there. Okay, what is the current situation? We've got an enemy transport there. Oh, you can move 2 as well. Wow, that could make it really OP. Okay, so what we want to do... Need 2 troopers here. 2 troopers there. Keep an armorer here and here. Oh, I'm full. Okay. And this is the War Factory place. See what do we have here? No research. 3 gold. So what I would like to do. So I can buy units at the capital, huh? Oh, okay. So taking the capital would be the quickest way to win. They could easily build up, so I would need a much larger fleet to deal with that. Let's get a couple grenadier. Well, let's get a grenadier and an armor. Yeah. Cards do I have? None? Is this different? No. Okay, so they have 2 grenadiers, 1 hunter, and whatever's in this transport. 1 hunter, 2 grenadiers, 1 troop. Nah, because they could easily reinforce. You know, let's bring both my armorers over here instead. So I'll be able to reinforce them a lot easier. Get a trooper. It's fine. Okay, and I think that's about it. And then we'll go for like a push here, because this is probably the easiest one, and then here. But anyway, end turn. Genocide? What? Okay. So I can move more troops in to defend, yeah? No, I can't! So apparently the AI has the... can I buy? Down 50%? Oh. Wow. Is it just for the turn, or is that like permanent? Jeez. Okay, go to battle. What was the point? Up with the elves. Yeah, we kind of brought it overall down, but... Oh, it increases their gold too, so that's good to know. Transfer move 50% faster? What? Wow, okay. Interesting.
Fie upon Edmund's pride, Commander. The Lizard Lords have granted him the honor of representing our mighty military on a diplomatic mission of utter import, and he gets his knickers in a twist because it comes with a spot of sacrament alien to our ways. I should think it would be good fun to attend an imp ceremony. Something is bound to blow up. Isn't that what the generals normally like?
Okay. Well, we need to spend some research. Okay. And let's go see what I can buy for myself. That's good. Go to the bar.
I must say, I don't envy Edmund, Commander. He's to bow and scrape afore an imp of all things. If 'twere any other general, I'd publicly protest. But that conceited tosser deserves to kiss dust once in a while. Remind him he walks the earth just like the rest of us. Well, except you, perhaps.
Imps, Commander. Are they not truly the lowliest of all the races? Were it not for the hint of demon cunning in their blood, we most probably wouldn't speak to them as much as serve them for supper with a series of seasonal stuffings. As it is, however, the lizard lords have deemed it fit to strengthen the military cooperation between ourselves and those demoniacal dewdrops. I'd exhale an existential sigh upon the hearing of such folly, yet give it no further thought but for one devilish detail in the treaty. It is I, as our foremost general, who must, quite literally, stoop to inspect their armies. An impish high priest will be present, figures fit for farce that are greeted and received with ridiculous amounts of highly ritualized protocol. As Henry might say, Commander, I'd rather lick marmalade from an orc's behind than bow to an imp. My very reason for currying your draconic benevolence at this hour. Certainly I have your blessing to abstain from these grotesque formalities and tend to business rather than etiquette.
Suits into overdue protocol. No, because such are the rules of diplomacy. So this is probably like piss off. Well, I think we should do this. I think that is what the representative would also want.
Your wish, my command, et sorry cetera. But if there indeed be hoops, the snapping of little necks will be added to the ritual.
Oh boy.
Triumph begets triumph, it seems. There's just no stopping you, is there?
What the heck? Okay, that's messed up.
A toast to triumph, Commander, and another.
Okay. Let's see, I could attack here. I don't know what you're doing. Let's see, let's build a... So I've already got a tavern. Gold mine there is useless. Let's go ahead and get a parliament up. I don't think I have a parliament anywhere, do I? No. Actually, buy units is the exact same... I can buy a Zeppelin? Can I not do that here? No, I can do that here. It's because I have the tech. Let's go and get a parliament. I think I have no cards, yes. And then eventually I think getting a war factory. Possibly? It's weird, it says it's next to... It says that the war factory will only build naval units if it's next to the ocean, but all of these territories are on the ocean. Which is interesting. Okay. Let's see. Do I wait one more turn? So you got 2 troopers, 3 grenadiers, 1 hunter, 1 grenadier. If I attack either one, I'm gonna get full forced, I think. So you know, let's go ahead and move everybody over here, and I'll just buy a couple units here. Okay. Are they expecting me to attack there? I guess they could. They're manufacturing an army over there, jeez. Emperor subjects Gerald to impish humiliation. They tell you to roll over, you roll over. Dragon drop? A dragon's died? What? Okay.
It would seem Edmund has come back from his inspection duties among the imp armies already. I had expected tales of mayhem to precede his reappearance. In fact, I bet Henry the lizards and imps would be at war as soon as he set foot among them. But no. All the better, of course, though a little disappointing.
What are you doing here?
Frightfully boring folk, those lizards, Commander. That general of yours held our high priest hostage with board games and chatter. Our engineers built a great tower just to blow it up again. A great gift for the envoy of our allies. But did he come and watch? No. Preferred conversation to combustion. What a nincompoop.
Commander, no doubt you rejoice at my swift return from the land of imps, that borough of blight, that cyst in civilization. Returned have I to more glorious heights. The gods I'd thank if I believed in any. Do forgive me if I appear exceptionally smug today, but I was very flattered, you see, to witness how my reputation precedes me even into the very crevices of the world. The imps had heard of my approach and my modicum of resentment for their rituals. I was therefore pleasantly surprised to be greeted with a cordial handshake, no more. Yes, he was rather an agreeable chap, as a matter of fact. The High Priest, I mean. After the military inspection, we played chess and talked philosophy the night through. It goes without saying I won every game and lacerated his logic like an eagle its prey. But he was not as devoid of all intellect as I had expected his entire species to be. A comforting thought, somehow, knowing you trust them to strap explosive engines to your back.
Yes, Commander?
Sup, Commander?
I wish it could have some indication if there was something new to talk about.
Commander, I am pleading here today on behalf of a dwarven miner who was cruelly left to his fate by his own kindred. An incident in the mines cost him his leg, and he is too poor to pay for a proper prosthetic one. Henry, your own general, could afford impish machinery, but the dwarves, who easily could as well, will not provide for their stricken fellow. Well, I say they should. Indeed, the state should. We can. So why not do so?
Oh boy.
Just like diseases, accidents are simply punishments from the gods. If this misbegotten dwarf lost a leg, he probably took the Seven's names in vain, or forgot to say a prayer before dinner, and they saw it fit to make him attentive of his sin. Paying for his convalescence would be tantamount to forgiving his trespass, which only the gods have the least to do.
Okay.
If the state should pay for each and every work accident, for every broken nail and broken leg, we'll be paying through the nose, and it's your finances that'll be crippled. Mark my words, Commander. Listen to that bleeding heart elf, and the treasury will bleed the more for it.
Oberon's tale is a shocking one, Commander. If this miner suffered such a dreadful injury while working, then the mining corporation in charge
I
should
agree
pay
with
for
that.
the treatment. And if they won't or cannot, then yes, the nation should.
thanks, Commander. Took about 100 imps a hand and a foot to get your jetpack in working order. So paying for a couple of metal fingers and toes is the least you can do in return, wouldn't you say?
This'll... If I do it... So we got pissed, pissed. Good, good, good. Don't do it. Once again, I am in elfish territory. And while I don't think the government should be involved in the healthcare given this current scenario, I'm gonna vote yes on it.
People deserve a kind emperor and a generous one too. You are both.
So that's probably gonna hurt my gold, I guess. And they're all gonna be pissed off at it.
So then you do forgive, and you do what is the prerogative of the Seven. Remember pride and fall, Commander. It's a long way down from the Raven.
But this will cost us millions! Once word gets out, every lazy bones in the land will feign a headache and cash a handout.
Yeah, and that's why you've got to regulate it a little bit.
This decision will endear you in the hearts of many, and shame the dwarves for the neglect of their own brother. All in all, I'd say this has been a productive day.
You mean to say our scientists will have to pay for each and every limb, ear or eye they lose doing their research? But they'll learn to be careful. Perish the thought.
Wait, you weren't already careful? Oh boy. So I don't know if that actually hurt my gold or not, but whatever. Well, you know, it's actually time for me to cut the video off. So thank you all very much for watching, and God bless.